Dear God, I got one question. I need to know, do revolutionaries go to heaven? And if so, may their legacies last forever and their seeds grow. Tell them that we love them so and never let them die slow. It's like we cursed to be born black. We was kings and queens, now look where we at. I know it won't be long before we take it back. I just hope I live long enough to see it happen, and that's a fact. Cause one thing when you pro-black, you might love your people, but they may not love you back. For more than 400 years, we've been under attack. We survived slavery and then they gave us crack. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? 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 I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope so. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I wanna know. Do revolutionaries go to heaven? I hope. Peace, King. How you feeling?
I'm good. How about yourself, good brother?
All is well. All is well. I want to thank you first and foremost for coming on the show. It's definitely an honor. I truly appreciate you, everything you're doing. For the viewers who may not know, let them know what your name is, and definitely let them know where you're from.
No doubt. No doubt. I appreciate you having me, black man. Yusef Bunchy Shakur. I am from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised. New African Revolutionary Nationalist.
All right, all right. Big shout out to the D, man. I'm from Cleveland, so we about 2 hours, 3 hours away.
Yeah, right. That Midwest.
Yeah, all day, all day. Man, if you could just go into what you just said, you said African nationalists. If you break
A
that
new,
down.
a new African Revolutionary Nationalist.
Okay.
So, the organization or the movement of that Republic of Africa was founded in Detroit, March 28th, 1968. It was well over 100 folks that attended this conference, and at this conference they declared that black people had the right to be independent, that we no longer recognize the paper citizenship. But it came out of analysis that was developed where analyzing the social conditions of black people, stemming from Africa, and realizing that out of a multitude of different African tribes, through that oppression, through what American history identifies as the transatlantic slave ships or whatnot, a new people emerged who spoke different languages, who had different cultures, out of survival of the oppression, right? So when we say New African, or when they identify as New African, they wasn't saying that we are new, and the word new as in new, but new as in terms of as a people, as a nation. So our historical relationship in the South, again, I'm pretty sure if you talk to any of your great grandparents, somewhere from the South, same with mine, and et cetera. So it was in the South, and through what Americans identify as slavery, but we identify as the colonization of our people, the birth of our nation. And so we see South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, 5 states as our home right to be able to establish self-determination. So as a new African revolutionary nationalist, New African being the nationality, revolutionary is the concept of identity. I mean, the ideology, nationalism, believing that we have a right to be a nation. So that's what all that means together.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you breaking that down. I wrote a book about the Black nationalist movement in Cleveland during the '60s, and we had a chapter of the Republic of New Africa. So it's a lot of intertwined history between Detroit and Cleveland, and like you say, the rest of the Midwest. We was working together a lot. You know what I'm saying? Back in those days.
Most definitely, yeah. I've seen some of those documents. When we have to revisit that, in terms of building. I believe even the movie Uptight was shot in Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. It was shot in the Huff neighborhood. That's where my mom's side of the family is from. They was in the Black Power movement real heavy. But that's a classic movie. If y'all get a chance, check it out. It's on YouTube. Uptight. Rest in peace to Max Julian. He just passed. Ruby
Most
D,
definitely.
rest in peace.
Yeah, he played a revolutionary before he ever played a pimp, right?
Yeah, him and Pretty Tony was in it too. He was a revolutionary. Right.
I,
Yep.
I
You're
always
right.
try to tell people that that we have so Christianized in our mind that scene. Do you want to get in some gangster shit? But if we go back and watch Uptight, they was into some revolutionary shit through the entertainment. No, shout out to Ruby D who wrote it. I believe she directed as well. So just show you how they shift in that the trajectory, how it changed the narrative of how we organize or began to see organizing in our community differently.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Man, you do so much. It's hard to decide where to start at. But I was looking at your bio. So you an author. You have a book.
Yeah, I wrote 3 books. My first book is called "The Windows to My Soul," my transformation from a Zone 8 thug to a father and freedom fighter. So that one details, growing up here in the city of Detroit, having experience the absence of my father who was criminalized, experiencing the dynamics of my mother who was physically and socially abused, the dynamics of inheriting the burden of being a double parent, the mother and father in an environment that was changing dramatically. And I was a '70s baby growing up in the '80s where crack became king. Things changed overnight. The streets began to co-parent me, and help starting a gang here in the city of Detroit. So it just led me into a pathway of self destruction, community destruction, and fortunate enough to end up going to prison for a crime I didn't do. When I was in prison, met my father for the first time, and when I say first time, I mean I knew of him prior to going to prison, but I knew of him then as what many of us unfortunately know as a sperm donor, but as a father. That's who I met in prison, and fortunate enough that he had transformed and redeemed his life prior to me getting there, and he provided me with those life lessons how to redeem and transform my life.
Oh, okay. Wow, wow. That's what's up, man. Let me see now. I was looking on your page. You in school? You studying to get your PhD? Is that correct?
Yeah, right now, I'm working towards getting a PhD in public policy and social change. Prior to that, in 2019, I graduated from the University of Michigan School of Social Work. When I first came out of prison, I'd been home maybe about 4 or 5 years, and I enrolled in community college. So I've been working my way up and staying consistent. After earning my associate degree, I took about a 7 year hiatus, just trying to get myself together, trying to find the right place with my bachelor's, and just committed and connected. I've always had a passion for education. Everything I've done education wise has been personal, in terms of being able to expand and grow and have some proficient conversations politically about the world, and just being able to how to use take that information and be able to use it for Black liberation.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's the best thing you could do with it, man. You truly are appreciating and definitely that's inspiring to hear that.